Warning, this video may contain sarcasm and me being a smartass. Oh, who am I kidding? This video will contain just that. So, welcome to Comic Sins, and I hope you enjoy. Hello everybody, this is RJ Epic here, and welcome to my first day of the 12 days of comics. Yes, this is a day late, but I decided to push it back because I wasn't sure about the date in general, and I really wasn't up to recording yesterday. I just kind of couldn't in a way. So, today we're going to be starting a series I've been waiting to do for a long time, and that is the Comic Sins / review review series for comics. So I'll not only be sending these, which is kind of like poking fun at, making fun of, or pointing out stupid / bad stuff that happened, or bad decisions that happened in the comics that I read. We will also be reviewing it at the same time and looking at everything that happened. So today we're going to be doing Silk #1, and it says from the pages of Spider-Verse up top. First of all, this isn't really, you don't really have to put from the pages of Spider-Verse. That's kind of the first thing, but whatever, that's fine. So let's just get into this. So like the Amazing Spider-Man here, we have a little summary of what has happened so far. As a teenager, Cindy Moon was bitten by the same spider that bit Peter Parker, giving her powers similar to those of the Amazing Spider-Man. Powers of adhesion, a unique precognitive awareness of danger, and the ability to weave spider webs from her fingertips. She now swims through the skies of New York as Silk. To protect her from a deadly family of spider hunters and murderers called the Inheritors, Cindy Moon was locked in a bunker that prevented them from sensing her presence. Spider-Man unwittingly opened the bunker, unaware of the danger that revealing Cindy's existence could cause, and set defenses of Spider-Verse in motion. After fighting side by side with countless other spiders against the Inheritors and saving the world, Cindy is now back in New York, fighting crime and trying to find her place in a world she hasn't lived in for years. Now, I'm not going to be reading this whole book to you. I'm kind of going to be summarizing the main and important stuff, unless there's something maybe not as important that I'm going to say. But that was your little summary of Silk. If you somehow don't know who she is, or are wondering, like, is she cool or not, whatever. First off, I'm not so sure about the art in this book. I think it kind of fits the character, but at the same time, it's not an art style I would like to see all the time. But we start out here with her saying finally, and she is fighting someone who doesn't really seem like they're that important of a character, which turns out they're not really, but you know, she's like, woo, finally I get to do it. I'm not saying the actual words, because I want you guys to read this yourself. I have no idea what I'm doing. And she's like, what are you supposed to be? She's like, and she was locked in a bunker for 10 years, hidden away, swinging at shadows, and she's like, who cares? And then this guy's like, his name's Dragon Claw. What an original name, am I right? Seriously sounds like Pokemon. Is Pokemon still a thing? Asking for a friend. That is the actual line there. I don't know how they got away with saying Pokemon here. But, you know, whatever. I guess, I don't think Disney owns them. At least as of yet, Disney's taking over the world, so you know. She's like, so tell me, Pokemon dude, why'd you try to burn that delivery truck? What's going on? And she's like, I don't care, whatever. You're a bad guy, I'm a good guy. That's all I need to know, blah, blah, blah. She's like, spider sense overload. And then she's like, which has been kind of one of the main subplots of this story, she is telling us how her powers have been acting up lately, as of Spider-Verse, as is a note here from the editor. And actually, if you haven't read Spider-Verse, you should go read that. That's a really good book. Messing up her timing. Her spider sense is going all wonky. And now as she's hanging there, Dragon Claw comes around and cuts her web right off. And now she is fallen. Fallen equals bad, inner monologue and hard. And then we see need a hand. Yeah, all the Spider characters love the inner monologue. And then in swoops Spider-Man for the rescue. And then in old supervillain fashion, we have, you haven't heard the last of me, except about the part. He's not really sure about himself, but, you know, that's how it goes. You don't call, you don't write, put me down. He's so upset because he got away, and Spider-Man's like, it happens, are you okay? And then he's like, okay, well, hey, you want to grab dinner or something? And then she leaves, and he's like, good talk. Spider-Man's been friend-zoned officially. And then she goes down an alleyway and switches back to her civilian clothes. By the way, something that is really cool, I will touch on this right now, is the fact that Silk can weave her costume and weave anything through her fingertips. I find that really cool. It looks sweet. But yeah, sorry, I was looking at something here. Then we have our first, we have our first, sorry, we have our first flashback sort of thing in the Silk books. Some backstory. During here, we find out she has an eidetic memory. And she's fighting with her parents because she reveals that she's got a date and she's been dating this guy for 6 months, but they didn't know, and they want her to go on a field trip, and she kind of loses the fight, and then she says, I hate you, to her mom, even though her dad likes her boyfriend, and her little brother comes, and she's like, because it's awkward. He's like, I'm ready, Sin, and he's like, bye guys, love you, like a little jerk that he is. See, I don't want to read the actual story to you guys, because what's the point in that? I want you guys to go out and buy this too. I'm just kind of going over the summary, if you guys want to know before. If you guys are watching this, and you haven't read it, why would you do that to yourselves? But anyway, whatever. I spent a lot of time trying to forget about 10 years. If you have an eidetic memory, you can't really forget. So that's the thing. And then she has a job at the Fact Channel, which Mr. J. Jonah Jameson works at now. He's like, oh, sorry, I'm late. But, you know, he's like, who cares? He doesn't know who she is, whatever. And she's writing pen and paper. She gets these two hooked up. She doesn't know what Twitter is because she's been locked down. And then Jonah's like, hey, I like you. And then he calls her analog. And then he's like, I need a story, pitch me a story. And she's like, oh, in her mind, don't do it. And she's like, how about Silk? So now, like he targeted on Spider-Man, he is targeted on Silk. So that is bad for her. And she shows her she shows Jonah the footage. And then he is officially now hooked on Silk. And then the actual manager or whatever comes along, who's the boss of Jonah. She's like, oh, everybody's late for the meeting. And she's like, well, Jonah already did it. She's like, what? I'm his boss, whatever. Then she's like, I'm creating a monster. And Cindy's like, I know the feeling. And now we go to another subplot, which is actually not really subplot, it's more the main plot. And that, and that is Silk is looking for her family. It's like, my family, and so far, I found nothing. She's trying to find them. That's why she's working at the Fact Channel. She is an intern, actually, if I'm correct here, if I remember. And she's trying to use the Fact Channel's resources to find them, her family. We go to somebody saying she's weird. Oh, we go to another flashback to her and her brother talking. He's all confused because she said that she hated the parents. He's like, hate the mom. Then he's like, do you really hate her? And she's like, she doesn't really respond, but you know she doesn't hate her mom. And then they're like, oh, you know what's really gross? White chocolate's so gross. And she's like, gross, I love you. And we got to see a little bond moment, a little sweet moment between brother and sister. They love each other. That's sweet. But yeah. I love the flashback art, by the way. It's really cool. And Cindy looks awesome in that. The way she's drawn. She's like, I just need to keep looking, trying to motivate herself. And she's like, work keeps getting in the way, though. And now she's calling the Spidey sense the Silk sense for her. And it's uncalibrated. And still talking about it. Then we meet the Dragon Claw for the second time. She calls him Pokemon Dude again. one silk shield. She keeps calling her stuff silk stuff. I think she kind of made a Captain America type shield with her weapon here. Coming up. She's like, I need to work on my quips. Yes, you do, Cindy. Spider-Man's way better. Just a little love tap, and she ends up punching him all the way over there. How the hell do you give him a love tap that knocks him all the way over there? That is incredible. And then she's like, please don't be dead, please don't be dead, please don't be dead. I actually would have found it funny if he was dead here. But then he disappears. And she's like, can Dragon Claw Pokemon teleport? Asking for a friend. Crime doesn't pay. So yes, he just disappeared quickly. That's impressive. Anyway, back to here. She goes to where she was renting out a place for that black lady we saw earlier, who she hooked up with a date, the blonde woman. She's like, I need to find a new place. She's talking about all this stuff. She's like, I need to learn my own strength. I need to tie up bad guys. And she's like, I showed surveillance footage to J. Jonah, except I cut out the part where he escaped. And she's like, yeah, I don't really want a roommate, and then kind of leaves. And she's like, I'm used to being alone. Another flashback. We get to meet Hector, who is her boyfriend. What are you doing here? Yeah, he's like, oh, I called your house. Your dad said you'd be here. Blah, blah, blah. But she's like, what about the game? Because she was supposed to play hockey with him. That's what she was going to do on the date. And he's like, oh, I can play anytime. And he's like, it's been 6 months, right? So I got you a moon necklace for my moon, because her name's Cindy Moon. And she's like, you cornball, I love it. And then they're holding hands, and they're getting their science on. And that's where she got bit, was at the science fair, science exhibit. And actually, there's Peter Parker. I didn't really notice that. That's a nice Easter egg, Peter Parker. Looking at the exhibit. Then here we go. Just calls him up, SpiderMan. He's like, hey, you busy? And she's like, no, I'm swamped. What's up? Talk to me, Goose. And she's like, Spider-Man and I kind of had a thing. It was weird and awesome. She's not sure what they are now. She's like, I don't know about this stuff, Spider Bite Club stuff. And she's like, then they're like, how do you deal with all the static, otherwise known as silk sense? She's like, the city's loud. And he's like, yeah, it is. Welcome to New York, Cindy. No, basically. And he's like, you just need to tell me you want to come over? And she's like, yes, no. Click, and you're friend-zoned again, Spider-Man. Whoops! Sorry. And she's like, good talk, Cindy, good talk. Now they're looking at the thing again, where they're on TV. Dragon Claw gets the love tap himself. And then he's like, he's trying to defend himself, but then he's like, oh, forget it. And then the boss will see him now. So we get to meet his boss, who happens to be Black Cat, and she's angry that he has failed. He has blown it. Silk has stopped him. And now we go back to Silk, the bunker, my prison. She's back at the bunker that she was locked in for 10 years. And say something about it, but it is quiet. We see Ezekiel on the screen, and once more, giving his messages to Cindy. Pre-recorded messages. Then we'll go back to Dragon Claw again. Black Cat sent him to the garage where this guy is going to fix him up, the repairman. And he's like, how do you like to be an Atch? He's going to get a makeover, and he's like, how would you like to be an Atch Dragon? And that's where we're left for him. And now we'll go back to Cindy again. And she's setting up her laptop. It's like, I guess I'm back in this place. Locked away for 10 years. The place where I lost everything. She's looking at her family. She lost her family because of this place. So, you know, the memories have flown in. And then she's like, how can you be dead, to Ezekiel? And she's like, I need to punch you, and I need your help. So she wants his help, and she's angry at him still for having her locked away and making her lose everything. And she's like, I know there's an echo of you somewhere. Buried in one of these endless faceless companies that know what happened to my family. I'll find you guys, I promise. And then some other forces saying, you're right, she came back to bunker. No, she came home. And that's where we leave the story, till we continue. wow, that was pretty great. That was a great issue. I was kind of reading some of the bits as I went along. I just read this the other day, so that's why I picked this as my first Comic Sense review book. You guys will be getting another one of these tomorrow. If you enjoyed this, leave a like and a comment and subscribe, and even share it if you want. Because I want to know what you want to see. Also, if you have another book you want to see me review and sin, leave it in the comments below. Go back, watch some of my comic calls, maybe all of them, because that would be helpful. Tell me what you want to see. I have a few already planned. You guys will probably get another, at least another 3 of these. Maybe like another actual, you guys might get another week of this. For 12 days of Christmas, so half of it might be this, and then I have some other stuff, because I know my Christmas stuff. I'm going to have some other comic-related things going on, so that's cool. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. I have at least 3 of these planned, though, for the next 3 days. Actually, 4. I have 4 planned, sorry. 4 planned for the next 4 days. One is Marvel, and then 3 of DC, and then we'll go on from there. I can continue on with Silk, if you guys would like, or I can continue on with tomorrow or Monday's series, which will be revealed, and I'll talk about that when it comes along. And then actually there's another tomorrow or Monday series. It's interchange between those two. It depends on what I do between those. One's DC, one's Marvel, but they both have quite a few issues up now. And I can continue those. So 3 of these books, including this one that I'm doing right now, you can say if you want me to continue them. I will be you guys will be getting Silk number 2. I don't know when. I will be sending and reviewing it. But overall, my overall thoughts for this book. It was awesome, a great first issue, and actually, maybe one of the better issues, actually, of the 4 I have. It was really good. If I had to rate it out of 10, I'd give it a 7.5, I think. Yeah, that's pretty good. Maybe a 7, so yeah, anyway, I'm just going to let you guys go now. I already tried this before, but anyway, you know what? Peace.